Well, we got a new casting rumor for Marvel's Avengers Doomsday, and it seems to have confirmed a really big plot detail for a very particular character from the Fantastic Four. So let's take a couple minutes to talk about what casting news has everybody abuzz, which character could be brought to life in the MCU for the very first time, and why this immensely powerful youngster will definitely play a big role in Avengers Doomsday. Now, if you're following Marvel Studios, you know things have finally started to get a bit of momentum when it comes to the Fantastic Four. The new film has an all-star cast led by Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, and all the other casting news seems to indicate a really big story is being formed up for Marvel's first family. Now, additionally, we found out Robert Downey Jr. was coming back as Dr. Doom, and he was going to face off with the Avengers in Avengers Doomsday. So a whole new corner of the Marvel Universe is coming to life, and it looks like there could be another major player making his way into the next Avengers film. Now, before we dive into this though, this comes from Daniel Rickman, and it's not from Marvel Studios or Kevin Feige. So we want to take it with a grain of salt, but Rickman's got a great track record, especially when it comes to these casting reports, and we definitely want to pay attention to this one. Now, according to Dan, Avengers Doomsday is currently seeking to cast a young actor between 10 and 13 years old to play Franklin Richards. Now, according to the report, he's going to have a, quote, major role in the film. And if you're familiar with the 2015 Secret Wars story, you know that Franklin Richards absolutely plays a key role in the resolution of that storyline and the rebirth of Marvel Comics' 616 universe. Now, what's even more curious, though, is that this character will reportedly be a toddler, somewhere between 3 and 4 years old, in the very first Fantastic Four movie. So there might be some questions about how they age up this character to be 10 to 13, but obviously movie magic could play into that role, and Marvel sometimes plays a little loose and fast with the timeline, so it should be curious on how they put these pieces together. Now, if you're a fan of Fantastic Four comics, you have a pretty good idea of how Franklin Richards could potentially age up between films. In the books, Richards is a reality warping mutant who actually uses his abilities to grow into adulthood. Now, this allows him to utilize his psionic power to his full potential, but after realizing that his mind still lacked an adult's emotional maturity, he eventually transforms himself back into a child. Now, if Avengers Doomsday does follow that storyline, obviously Marvel will have to make some big changes to make that work out, but it does seem very likely, no matter what path they take forward, that Franklin Richards will be a part of the overall world. Now, previous rumors had hinted at a connection between Franklin and Galactus in the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. And one rumored storyline is that the Silver Surfer will actually show up to demand that Reed and Sue hand over the boy to become a new Herald. This has had many people, myself included, speculating that this MCU story is actually going to incorporate parts of the Earth X storyline, which in the comic saw Franklin Richards become the new Galactus for a short period of time. Now, I'm not anticipating a direct adaptation, but there is a pretty strong chance Franklin will transform into a near godlike being to either protect or restore the multiverse. Now, Fantastic Four is coming our way next summer, with Avengers Doomsday arriving May the 1st, 2026, followed by Secret Wars on May the 7th, 2027. We do know it's going to be directed by the Russo brothers, which I think is a big win, and this will obviously close out the multiverse saga. Bringing Franklin Richards to life in this kind of event is probably a great idea, and really the kind of story Marvel wants to tell. He is, by far, one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe, and these reality warping powers are definitely going to play big in reshaping this universe after Secret Wars, and leading us into whatever future the MCU has coming our way. Now, once we have some casting news on who they put in this role, well, I think this will be a little more clear for fans. Obviously, who they cast will matter, and that will at least eliminate some possibilities, but until we have confirmation, we're just going to hold out and be hopeful, and give the Russo brothers some time to develop the story, because honestly, Infinity War and Endgame were so good, they deserve our full grace and patience. Now, before you take off, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, ring that bell for all the updates, and make sure you get every notification, because we do daily Marvel and DC content, and we don't want you to miss any news.